What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you guys the top 5 weapons that you guys need to get in order to basically beat any activity in the game. Now, these weapons will not only help you through the main story, the hard intercept battles, but it will also help you through the bosses and hard mode bosses as well. So it doesn't matter what level you are, if you haven't even unlocked hard mode yet or anything like that, you want to go and get these weapons because they're going to be like the top 5 weapons you need to use on just about all the activities throughout the game. So as you're leveling up, even when you unlock the hard mode bosses, all these weapons are going to help you in the bosses, the hard mode interceptors, and any missions as well. Now I'll show you guys 5 different weapons that you can use, from launchers, shotguns, even some snipers, some scouts. I'm going to show you one or two of each weapon type, just in case you have different preferences or you need to use a different weapon based on the activity that you're running. So the first weapon that I'm going to recommend to you is the Firefly SMG. Now this can drop with a bunch of different rolls and a bunch of different damage types, but once you have one of these weapons, you can just bring it to the upgrade station and change the rolls and change the level on it as well. Now, if you don't want to waste materials doing that, just continue to run the missions, which I will show you in a minute, over and over again. You can just continuously farm out rolls that way instead. But right now, I just want to show you guys some gameplay of these weapons to show you just how good they are and how easy it can turn some of these activities into. So the first 2 SMGs you would want to go after are definitely going to be the Devil's Call or the Firefly. These 2 SMGs can drop at extremely high levels, and once you have the right perks on them and the right mods, they can turn any activity and even any build really into an entirely another class, because you can actually move so fast with these weapons. It's crazy because when I was watching the gameplay back, I genuinely thought it was being fast forwarded, but it actually isn't. This is just how fast you move, and this is without the mod even being leveled up, so I can only imagine what it would be once it's maxed out. That you can dodge attacks and stay alive much easier just by having them equipped. Now, on top of their high damage output and their ability to take on large hordes, they are honestly one of the best weapons in the game once you get used to them. Now, you can farm for the Devil's Call SMG over here in this mission on Vespers. However, the Firefly is just going to drop from enemies and when you complete activities. The next best weapon I can recommend is a scout rifle called the Sonic Co-op. Now, this will drop over here in White Knot Gulch on Fortress Courtyard. Now, there's a lot of other places you can get this weapon as well. This isn't the only mission that drops it. You can scroll around and find plenty of others. Now, I'm also going to show you guys how to get one of the best machine guns. This is going to be great for bosses or just taking out really high power enemies. The only downside to this weapon is you really can't move very much when you use it. And so there's a lot of times where I actually don't run it. It's called the Tamer machine gun. Not only that, but there also is a launcher. This launcher is also going to help quite a bit with the elite enemies and the high level bosses. I'll show you guys where you can pick this up as well. Now, the launcher is called the Vestigial Organ, and I'm going to hop into a very hard intercept battle really quick. I'll solo it really fast with these weapons, and I'll show you how easy these hard mode intercept battles can be now that I have these unlocked. Now, the thing is with the weapons and all the videos that I'm showing you of the clips with these guns is that I actually have not upgraded any of these weapons to their fullest capacity. Each weapon can be slotted in with an energy activator, which will essentially make it so you can run almost twice as many mods. And I have not slotted in anything with these weapons. These are only the base versions, and these can be upgraded substantially from the point where they're at even right now. So as we continue to progress in the game, as we finally get more and more activators and catalysts, as they do take 20 to 30 hours to build, these weapons that I'm showing you will actually only get better and better. So at first, these solo activities, these hard intercept battles were genuinely difficult, almost impossible to beat. However, with these weapons and the proper setups, you're actually able to get through them quite quick, and the only thing that you have to deal with is the boss at the end, which can sometimes be a little bit of a bother. Now, that's why I recommend this launcher, because the launcher will do substantial damage to bosses, and there's even builds out there which will allow you to have unlimited rockets. And so when you go up against bosses or big enemies and your whole team or just even 1 or 2 of your players has unlimited rockets, it can make for an insane amount of damage output. So stacking up a few of these rocket launchers early will help later on when you get to these boss fights. Now, this scout rifle is also something else I really recommend, not just for bosses, but for even just the general mission. The fire rate on it is so good that it actually does become quite good for ad clear. Not only that though, but on the really hard level bosses or the elite enemies during these missions, if you pull out the scout, you can actually get further away from the enemies, and you don't have to worry about being so close to everybody. So it actually does allow for you to play a lot safer and use these weapons instead to get through the missions. Now, all of the weapons I'm showing you will drop in various places. If you're having trouble finding them, you can scroll around to all the different missions, and there's multiple different missions that will drop all of these weapons. They're really not hard to get at all. Now, if you guys don't get a great roll right away or one that has as high damage output as me, just take it to the weapon level transmission station and you can actually re-roll it from there and level it up to 100. Now, if you don't want to waste perks re-rolling it, that's why you would continue just rerunning the missions again and again until you get a roll that suits what you want or does a higher damage output. Now, the next weapon I'm going to show you guys is the Eternal Willpower. This is an assault rifle that you can get in like 5 or 6 different missions throughout the game. Now, in my opinion, this is actually my favorite weapon. And I've got a few mods on it right now where you can get 60k damage per second on just about every crit you do. This is without it even being leveled up, and it does not even have the mods leveled up, nothing. So this weapon is extremely good. Now, the one downside to the assault rifle is there aren't many builds I've seen that you can actually like build around the assault rifle itself. The SMG can actually help because you have the increased movement speed and things like that. The assault rifle is just a great overall weapon for bosses, even elites, like just about any enemy, but I haven't really found a way to build it around like a movement or an entire ability, a class setup just yet. But I would still highly, highly recommend this weapon as it is what I use to get through just about every activity up until the hard mode bosses. Now the next weapons are going to be for the purple slot. Now these are going to be the shotguns and the snipers you want to go for. The first one is going to be one of the subconsciousness shotgun. I've gotten this up to an insane amount of DPS and I've seen it roll with some crazy stuff. Now you won't have that many opportunities to use it unless you're going up against an elite or maybe the devourer boss. And so I kind of recommend launcher and certain other weapons over this, but there are small chances that you may need it. The next thing is a sniper called Forest Gaze. If you do want to get a sniper, this is the one you want to go after. Now these are all the purple weapons that I can recommend, the rare weapons. There are some better weapons out there like the ultimates and things like that, and I'm sure they're going to be adding a lot more weapons in the game as it progresses and as time goes on. So as of right now, these are the best weapons I recommend. This will not only get you through normal mode, hard mode activities, but it will get you through the hard mode bosses as well. So hopefully it helps you out, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.